welcome to the Brothers Green, y'all. We're back
What
at
up?
it again. In the spirit of talking about Chico, I got a couple stories here about some fights in Chico that I saw when I was in my late teens, early 20s and stuff. So I'll just get right into it, talk about
Chico?
this. My brother was, I mean, you grew up there too. You know what's up with this stuff. But the first one is, so one night I went to, I think it was Chico State Stadium. We snuck in, me and like four buddies,
Done that time or
and
two.
yeah, right. We snuck in to drink 40s. I think we were about 17. So we're in there, we're drinking our 40s, no thing, right? We just didn't want to be anywhere cops would find us, and we knew they wouldn't find us in the stadium, especially since we jumped the fence and snuck in.
Yeah.
Um,
What
so we're
40s?
getting,
Mickey's
what's that?
Big Mouth. So
It was
what
like
40s?
Mickey's and Still Reserve, the
Ooh.
crap, or
Oldie.
we're just, we were just happy to be brown bagging it,
Yeah.
like stupid asses and
Weren't
stuff
we
like
all?
that. Hey, better than Mad Dog 2020 or something like that.
Ooh,
Like we
Cisco.
weren't getting
Bleh.
get real cheap Carlos Rossi and stuff. Got my bottle of fucking cheap 7-Eleven wine. Love that. But
Boxing
so
it.
we're there. We're drinking. We drink our stuff and we're getting ready to leave because we're leaving. And we jump back over the fence and we're walking down the street and we're headed to like Fifth and Ivy,
Oh, yeah.
to where all the frat houses are because we want to see what's going on with the
Fifth
frats.
Street? Was that Tony's
And so-
Market that was over there?
No, that was Tony's is over on West Sacramento.
Oh, it's on West Side. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we're walking down the street and we're standing at the corner to cross the street, I think on 2nd Street. It's either 3rd or 2nd. I think it was 2nd Street and
Yeah, all them apartments. are
Ivy.
over-
Yeah. So we're waiting to cross the street and I'm watching this dude in a wheelchair. He's with like a group of girls and some other people, and he's going across the street and I see another group of people. It's like a few dudes and they're coming across. Well, there's a good size white guy coming across and you just see him start saying something to the dude in the wheelchair, and he's like saying something, but it doesn't look hostile or anything like that. And the dude in the wheelchair, I didn't notice this at first, but afterwards, I was like, that dude in the wheelchair is a good size. He's in a wheelchair, but it looks like he's doing upper body. He ain't lacking.
Yeah.
This dude just lifts himself out of his wheelchair and knocks the guy out just in the middle of the crosswalk, knocks him out. And we're sitting there, mind you, I'm I weigh like $160 at the time and stuff, and we just drank 40s and I'm drunk, but I was like, damn.
Yeah.
You see these girls trying to drag him out of the street and stuff, and the dude in the wheelchair just rolls out with his party. Like, what are they going to do? Like, what is his buddies going to do? Jump the dude in the wheelchair?
Say some shit
Like,
again, fool.
Yeah, you watch
out.
that would have been crazy to watch some grown men jump a dude in a wheelchair like that. That would have to be
He
some
gets
shit.
up on his wheelchair like he's vaulting the horse at the Olympics. He's just beating the boy's ass. That's great.
I don't even know how he did it because it's a wheelchair, man. Like,
Yeah.
you do wheelies in a wheelchair. It's like, but he just like postured
up.
himself and just delivered a haymaker straight to this dude's chin, and this dude just
was
yard
like-
sells into the crosswalk, and I
He
was
was
like,
like, I ain't
dear
having it.
God.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it was crazy too, just for the simple fact. I wish I could have known what the conversation was about
I
because,
wish
like,
we had iPhones back then. We would have had that. That would have been a million views.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it probably would have happened so quick you wouldn't have been able to
Yeah.
get it out, but you would have got the aftermath. Dude, knocked out on the road and everything.
Yeah,
like
how would you
that.
feel
But,
when you wake up from that? Like, what just happened, dude? You got knocked out by a homie in a wheelchair.
yeah, dude, oh my God,
you
dude. Like,
you ain't coming back from that,
bro. You had 2 legs. You had 2 legs to evade this dude on
and you
4
still
wheels.
got knocked out.
And
All his boys are like, "Hey, don't make me call the whole boy in a wheelchair."
yeah,
You talking
I
that
mean,
shit? Don't make me call a boy.
He got his rebuttal. Oh, well, I was pretty faded. Like, bro. No matter what, you still got knocked out by a guy in a wheelchair, and
Shouldn't been talking
it was
shit.
it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
because
I
like
bet.
it's just what it was, and like the like you wouldn't expect to see a guy in a wheelchair knock a grown man on 2
Oh, yeah.
legs out.
I've
like
seen
that.
multiple fights right there though at Fifth and Ivy. You know what I mean? All that because it's a huge college part right there. Everybody, the frat
Yeah.
houses. I mean, there's been. I've been in fights there. You've been in fights there.
It's definitely crazy.
It's that part of town.
But that was just one instance where we were drinking and we were in the college area over there and saw a fight. And then the next one, the other one I wanted to touch on, which was absolutely hilarious. So anyone who's familiar with Chico, anyone who's been there, frequented there to party and stuff like that, you're aware of what the zoo is and where the
Oh
zoo is.
yeah.
The zoo, for anyone who doesn't know, the zoo is a giant, pretty much college complex. It's about 4 or 5 blocks west of college, west of the college. Um, and it's a giant gated apartment complex. And because there's at the time, there was so many parties there. There's like college extension houses all around it, other apartments, but it's
And
mostly college people.
don't they, just so they know, like when you try to rent a room, you rent rooms. You don't rent the apartment itself, and
Yeah. So
they put you with random people that you don't know
they
in
were
one apartment.
furnished. They were furnished They had some apartments like 1 bedrooms and no, actually, I
Oh, I
don't.
thought it was
Actually, I
like
think it was
3 or
just
4
four
bedrooms.
bedrooms. It
Yeah.
was 4 bedrooms, and you just rented out a room, and
And you were
that's
stuck
what
with
it was.
randos. Yeah. Like
So
dorm style, but apartments.
we were partying
Yeah.
at the zoo. I have stories of fights that happened at the zoo that we can
Tons.
talk about on other videos. But so we were at the zoo. We were partying, right? They always have like huge, like freaking just parties there. So we were there partying, and we're like, hey, let's walk down to Fifth and Ivy, and because that's always like, oh, we'll walk down here, and then we'll break off to go to like
And just so
whatever.
people know, Chico State was like considered #1 college party town in the United States for like 4 years running in the '90s.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was absolutely amazing
That's
for us.
yeah, we were it
Amazing
was
for us
definitely
growing
that
up there.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe towards like middle to tail end of that time, but yeah,
Yeah.
for sure,
It was
right?
like 94 to 98 or something, like, or 94 to 99, somewhere in there. But yeah.
Yeah. So we're leaving the zoo, and we're walking, we get to the main road, and instead of crossing over heading towards the college, we cross the street parallel, and we're walking across the street, and there's like me and like 7 8 of us and stuff, and we're all young, we're all like 18 19 at the time. And I see this dude walking with his girl, right? The dude's visibly drunk, like he's tossed, and he's walking from this house party on the corner, and he's walking with this lady, and then you see this other dude come out, this big white guy come out, and he's yelling at the dude, and that's what initially caught our attention because we're like walking across, and then we're standing at the opposite corner at the crosswalk to cross over to where they're at, and this dude starts yelling at this guy and his girl, and the guy, he turns around, and mind you, as I said, he's drunk. You can tell he's drunk. He like walking all silly. He's hanging on his girl and stuff. And his girl and him are standing there. And then like they're getting into their conflict, and we're sitting there watching it. And the dude like kind of pushes his girl back, and he's just sitting there listening to the other dude yell at him. And then the dude steps back from the guy. And it was so freaking funny how this played out. So the dude pushes his girl back behind him just because the other big dude is yelling at him.
Yeah.
And then that guy steps back. And mind you, they're still in the crosswalk. And the not drunk guy, the random dude that came out screaming at the guy and the girl, he steps back, and then he goes to spear tackle this guy. And mind you, as I said, this dude is faded. You can tell he's faded.
The guy that came out of the house.
No, the dude walking with his girlfriend.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
faded. He
Yeah.
just left that
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And
I gotcha. Yeah.
and so I wish I knew exactly what happened to lead up to this, but that's always the case. I want to know the backstory. So the dude that came out of the house screaming at the guy and the girl, they're standing considerable distance away, but still in the crosswalk. He goes to spear tackle this dude. And I mean, like spear tackle him. And the drunk dude, he just eats it. He eats it, but you just see him put his arms around him, just out of nowhere, like just taking the hit, nothing fancy, and he goes to fall back, but he had the dude's head. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was like the MMA wasn't. It was big at the time, but it wasn't like an MMA move or anything. I think he just took the hit, and that's where his arm landed. Essentially, pile drives this dude's head into the fucking concrete, like falls back, and the dude knocks himself out. The dude that came out knocks himself out. So the guy that was faded with his girl, this dude's knocked down the road. The guy gets up, looks at him, boots him in the face. I'm like, oh my God. And his girl comes up, grabs his arm, and they just walk off.
Like
And
nothing
so
happened.
nothing happened. The dude, like, I'm like, just because you think you hard, bro, don't mean you can just do anything and it's going to come in your outcome. I think he just got too too confident and thought he was doing God's work on this stuff and he was going to whoop some dude's ass and ends up knocking himself out. So we're walking across the street and nobody's helping this dude. And we're just like looking at him. And mind you, like we thought about helping the guy, but we're kids, bro.
Yeah,
Like if the cops showed up, we're like 18, 19, 20, maybe.
Yeah, we knew better.
We're
we
fucking,
minded our own.
yeah, like, that dude got knocked the fuck out. Like, and it was just so silly because it's like those two, I wanted to bring up those two specifically just because they were so random and it definitely didn't go the way you would think it would go with initial watching the situation. Because I was like, this dude's about to get his ass whooped. He's so faded. He's going to get beat up. And
I was going to tell you before we go, I got one. I got to share one. And you might remember this dude. Do you remember the guy who was a cross dresser, but he was fucking huge and ripped?
Yeah.
I watched him lay waste to some fools in downtown it was like one of those downtown, it was Friday night, you know, all the farmers market thing ended and people were dancing back when they still had trees in Central Park, right in front of Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, right? And people, if you go to Chico, last thing you want to do is mess with one of the locals. Cause I mean, locals know everybody. I mean, they grow up there. We knew everybody. It was just, but you get these new batch of college kids and they get that liquid courage in them and they was out there trying to bash on old boy because he was a cross dresser. He had a girlfriend and everything, and he just liked to wear a lady sundress every now and then. I mean, teach his own,
bro.
But he was out there, and I remember we were sitting around all on the bench outside of no, we was on the fountain over there across the street. We was on the fountain side. We were sitting by the fountain, and we heard some slurs being thrown and this and that. And old boy was like, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. You know what I mean? And the college kids went up to him like they was going to do something. And he whooped up on 3 or 4 of them boys. And he's like, you just got knocked out by a dude in a dress. Dude, like you don't be knowing, man. You gotta mind your own, you know, stay in your lane. Don't be jumping around trying to holler at folks you don't know. You don't know their past or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I knew that dude for a while because he would always come into the bar like during happy hour, into U Bar to drink, and then like on the weekends he would come in dressed up like mini skirts and stuff. So you'd see him one day, and he played softball. He was on the softball teams for a lot of the like the stuff around there. We had a bar softball team, and they played against him, and he would sub on our team sometime and stuff like that.
I didn't know him personally like that, you know. I mean, I knew of him, and he was always around.
Dude was like 6'6".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was built like I mean, he wasn't like super buff or anything, but he was muscle. Yeah, I think he did contracting or something like that.
I don't know. Ain't nothing to be messed with, that's for sure. I mean, especially after I see him lay waste to them boys.
He would be in our bar sometime, and people would try to press on him and stuff, and he just, nah, bro, don't do it.
Don't do it. I'm just just letting you know, you might want to let this one go. Here's a free beer. Get on your way.
Yeah, bro. It's
gotta be careful out there,
nonsense.
Folks. Gotta be careful.
But yeah, man. I guess moral of the story is don't think you can get out there and just handle any situation. Read the room first, and not every battle's a battle you have to fight. But we'll have to do other videos on fights in Chico and stuff because we have some good ones. I know we do. But all right, everyone. Until next time, Brothers Grin here.